Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. Destroyers are fast, maneuverable ships designed to escort the larger vessels in the fleet. Modern destroyers can be found in virtually every major navy, where they are often one of the most heavily armed and armored ships in use. Despite their prevalence in today's naval warfare, the concept of a speedy ship focused primarily on offense dates all the way back to the 1860s. After World War II, destroyers evolved into extremely sophisticated weapons of war. Able to do battle against enemies in the air, on land, and both above and below the water's surface. The largest of these ships measure around 500 feet long and boast a variety of ordnance and weapons. In the case of the U.S. Navy, there are around 72 destroyers in operation at any given time. Depending on each ship's current mission, they could be operating as part of a carrier battle group or serving as a patrol boat in a specific part of the world. Despite their size, most modern destroyers are built with speed and range in mind. Arleigh-Burke class destroyers, for example, have a rather shallow design compared to other large vessels. This reduces its radar cross-section and ensures the men and women aboard feel every wave when the ship encounters rough seas. Though an Arleigh-Burke class destroyer has an impressive 4,400 nautical mile range, it must often be resupplied and refueled while on mission. Known as underway replenishment, this procedure requires strict coordination from teams aboard both vessels, particularly when the weather is unwilling to cooperate. The USS Paul Hamilton was launched in 1993 from its home port in San Diego. Since then, the vessel has served at Pearl Harbor and participated in multiple military operations. The crew is well prepared for whatever the U.S. Navy may ask of them, but that doesn't mean that life aboard such a vessel is easy. Measuring just over 500 feet in length, and with a beam of 66 feet. The Paul Hamilton is home to 300 servicemen and women. During their deployment, the crew may participate in any number of exercises.
Hey, you, man. Yeah, you got it, kid. Alright, he's getting his bottle.
Do not turn your bottle on, you will don't release.
Including weapons tests using any of the ship's advanced missiles and guns. Arleigh-Burke destroyers also have multiple small, fast boats and helicopters they can deploy to aid in their mission. Though life aboard the Paul Hamilton can be exciting, it can also be mundane. It is not a normal working environment, and private time or space is often difficult to come by. Living quarters and recreational spaces were not the main priorities during the Arleigh-Burke design and construction phase. To save space, most cabins are bunk style, with crew members sleeping just a few feet away from one another.
Here it is.
Rooms typically house up to 24 people who share one shower, 3 sinks, and 2 toilets. When not on duty or in their quarters, the Paul Hamilton's crew can exercise in one of the ship's small gyms, or, assuming conditions are appropriate, on the deck. The U.S. military has always prioritized fitness, as crews never know what they might encounter at any given time. In order to protect themselves and their shipmates, men and women will often work out multiple times a week. They also have access to the mess for freshly cooked food 3 times a day.
We ain't got no mozzie sticks. We got jalapeno poppers, and pizza, some zap.
Though every crew member has their own special job, most of the people aboard the USS Hamilton are cross-trained. This allows them to step into virtually any role when needed. As ships are manned 24/7, every member of the crew stands to watch once or twice a day. When not on mission, the crew will typically undergo a series of drills and training events, ranging from firefighting to weapons training and beyond. Destroyers are, first and foremost, weapons of war. The sheer amount of offensive and defensive systems on board is extremely impressive when it comes to modern Arleigh-Burke vessels, like the Paul Hamilton. The average destroyer features a single cannon on the front deck, typically a Mark 45 5-inch gun. They also have 20mm phalanx close-in weapon systems. An automated turret capable of firing 20mm rounds at incoming enemy boats, aircraft, or missiles. There are also torpedo tubes, either on or below the deck, which allow the ship to engage submarines and surface vessels. But the real firepower on board a U.S. Navy destroyer is the missiles. Each ship carries a variety of surface-to-air, ballistic, and cruise missiles. Some of which can accurately attack targets hundreds of miles away. And despite the destructive power of weapons like the Tomahawk and the E-Ram, not all of these missiles are intended for offense alone. Torpedoes, on the other hand, are not about speed. Instead, they are designed to do maximum damage to the heavy, armored hulls of other warships. Using a propeller-driven or compressed air system to propel them toward their targets, torpedoes move anywhere between 10 and 63 miles per hour. Though there is some bleed over in terms of mission duties, destroyers are distinctively different from guided missile cruisers. Typically, the latter are the largest ships in the fleet. After aircraft carriers and amphibious assault ships. These vessels use powerful combat systems such as Aegis to attack strategic or tactical targets on land or sea. They are also equipped to defend against aircraft or other ships using a variety of different weapon types. The current guided missile cruiser type in the United States military is the Ticonderoga class. These ships measure around 570 feet long and are just 55 feet wide.
5 TAC, 300 TAC, 2 TAC, Foxtrot in accordance with RFSD CCSI.
Which presents a very small target to enemies that might try to attack from the front or back. They are fast, capable of speeds nearing 40 miles per hour. Aside from the missiles themselves, the heart of the guided missile cruiser is the many sensors and processing systems that keep the crew aware of their surroundings at all times. Ticonderoga-class ships feature multiple types of surface radar and sonar, as well as electronic warfare suites and decoys. They carry hundreds of missiles of varying types, most of which are stored in tubes or launches placed around the deck. Defense is also a priority when it comes to guided missile cruisers and their crews, be that the defense of their own vessel or other ships in the battle group. Like the Arleigh-Burke destroyers, they also feature a CWIS system. These fully automated guns use a combination of radar and rapid-firing multi-barrel cannons They fire 20mm rounds capable of doing immense damage to any target. No matter the type of destroyer an enemy encounters, they should know that it is more than capable of living up to its name. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.